Hello, everybody. You can call me Hunch. If you're new here, I talk about Bitcoin DeFi, specifically on Stacks. I also talk a little bit about it on native Bitcoin with like Tap Protocol and Track. But today we're going to be talking about two gaming plays that I think are better than like a traditional gaming play, which is just like a video game. I think you have to get creative with your thought process to identify some of these companies that could be worth billions in the future. Now, there's going to be a lot of competition. There's going to be a lot of companies that become zombie companies that just disappear, fall off the face of the earth, right? You have to decide if you want to ride these pumps during the bull market or sustain or feel like this is a real business that could be sustained over the long term. So let's talk about these things, and I think they're actually good values right now. So the first one I want to talk about is Orinal Bot. Now, Orinal Bot is basically a way for you to launch your Rune, your BRC20 token, your ordinals collection, right? Like pictures like my favorite ordinals collection, Pizza Ninjas, which I think is a great brand, right? Was launched with this technology. Now, why is this worth a lot of money? I think it's because it's finally a real business model outside of a traditional, just like a governance token, right? And this is what I want you to see. If you go to the Trio page, you can see it's used. This product could be used for API for enterprises, marketplace for inscription ordinal trading, inscription minting, launchpad, consumer services. So this is the one I want you to look at, API for enterprises. Now, API, you can do your own research on that, but I know that there is a legitimate business behind API services, right? The thing that comes to my mind all the time when I think of API is Twilio, right? This company is worth $10 billion. It's out of San Francisco. It's a tech hub type company. So I absolutely think that you can integrate your API into other apps or other businesses and make a substantial amount of revenue from that, right? I know that Twilio was used with Uber at one point with the phone numbers, text messaging, so on and so forth. So I think the same thing is possible with Ordinal's bot. But the thing that I think it's most possible with is video games. I think you could integrate these APIs into video games. Now, why do I say that, right? Because they just partnered, right? If you go to their Twitter, right? They partnered with an artist. It's somewhere in here. He was actually at this convention, right? There might be a picture of it on here. Yeah, it's in here. Trevor Jones art, right? So Trevor Jones art, if you go look at him, right? He created these angels, right? And then, he puts them in these video games, right? Now, I'm not saying that this is a working product, a video game or whatever. I'm just saying this is the direction that ordinals are going to go. They are going to be put in video games. Now, you're going to be able to sell your items, mint your items, right? And you're going to need API for all that. So I don't know if it's going to be Ordinal Bot, right? There's going to be competition from things like Luminex, which is runes minting, so on and so forth. But I do think there is a substantial chance that this is a real business and a real product. And I'm taking note because of the valuation around $2 million, fully diluted. I think it's like $28 million, right? You have to look at all the when they're going to release tokens, so on and so forth. I don't really care about that. I am concerned about the theoretical business here, right? I also want you to see like these people are out here, right? They're marketing their business. They're a part of the community. I think that shows a lot, right? They're putting in the effort, right? So you could see some of the things they worked on: Pizza Ninjas, Gamma.io, Xverse, so on and so forth. So really, really interesting things. Now the price of Trio is way down. I think that's good for us, right? 28 million here, $2 million market cap. I think that's fantastic. Okay, the next thing I want you to look at for in terms of like gaming, which I think it's not really clear right now, but I think LIQUIDIUM has a chance to become integrated with games, right? LIQUIDIUM token. This is Bitcoin earning yield on Bitcoin by borrowing your ordinals collection, so on and so forth. So why do I think this is going to be integrated with games? I think this is going to be integrated with gaming because I think you could even lend out your items in a game, right? Your skins, so on and so forth for Bitcoin, right? Or you could build a brand in a video game and then use these services beyond just basic ordinals, right? There is some type of API model here that I don't have full clarity of in my head, but at these valuations you have to kind of project into the future and see where these businesses can go. Now, I know this probably sounds crazy to everybody, right? You don't see it now, but in the future, even if it's not these businesses, there will be services like this, and this is the start of it. So I am going to be bullish on LIQUIDIUM and Trio. I'm going to start DCAing into these tokens theoretically, not financial advice. Do whatever you want, but at these valuations, I do think that these are real businesses. So could they go belly up? Sure. Am I going to put everything in these businesses? No, I'm all in on Bitcoin. I'm not all in on an individual company. I'm not all in on stacks, right? I have a portfolio of stacks staking for Bitcoin, right? I think Bitcoin is the most risk averse with the most upside, right? So that's my theory, right? So I just wanted to get this out here, and you can call me Hutch. I got a hunch, and it's Trio and Liquidium.